Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to IXION. Thank you for all your support you guys show me. Glad you enjoy these videos. Also, thank you to all my Patreon supporters. And we're still looking at my IXION station here, at our IXION station that is. Right now, we are analyzing the black box that we found. So this is coming along at the moment. We also need to find a few more cryonic pots, like a lot. 430 to be honest, and bring the remaining workers from the Urshanabi on board. So this is one of the assignments that we have. The Urshanabi though is here, right? So at the moment there's nothing on it. My science ship is at the moment on its way to Venus. We're going to detour it right now here to Urshanabi. Have a look what's going on there, because right now I cannot find any survivors or something like that. So we might need to discover them first on it. Now we can still also go ahead with a few more probes that we can send into the solar system at the solar system that we have here at the moment. There's a point of interest over there that we might find. We do have enough materials for now, right? So there's silicon that we have iron, we have carbon, and these are the materials basically that we're going to need to process them into advanced materials, then building materials that we need in the future. My hull integrity is going down right now a bit. That's because we have stopped repairing. So let's just quickly check it out. We should probably enable that again. We're actually full on alloys, so we can actually easily do this. It's pretty important that we do this, otherwise we have a problem in the future with a collapsing station, and no one wants that. And the next step that we also have now, waking up the people. So over here we have the cryonics center, and at the moment we do have quite a few of them already, right? 70 cryonic pods. We can decide now where should we want to enable them, in sector 1 or in sector 2. So we have expanded over here, and yeah, I would like to get a few more over here to sector 2, which is most likely going to be my factory district, because here we do have a factory but really not that much space, right? And here I would like to have a few more things. By the way, that's my insect farm here that are being built right now. We have the mess hall already. Let's go ahead and add us another crew quarter that I want to have. We don't have alloys in this sector at the moment, so we can continue with also depleting them, or scavenging them from my depots that we have over there. It's quite a lot still. And then we can of course make an import-export trade route here between the two sectors. So this is working like, islands in Anno, for example, right? They are connected, but somehow they're also not really connected. Alright, the probe has finished. There's a debris field. Interesting. So this is something that we can have a look at then. And what's going on with my ship? Doesn't seem to be anything on it, right? Urshanabi, bring the new workers. Oh! Alright, this has been finished now. I guess that was the workers that we were actually bringing over. Anyway, it's finished. We can focus a bit on researching again. And there's the black box that we have researched. And with that, there's a new request coming out. Administrator, the black box data has provided some information on the events that took place following the Tiqqun's failed vol jump. Records tell how the Earth was ravaged by the lunaclism in the ensuing chaos. States radicalized, and the UN declared DOLOS an enemy of humanity. The black box's data also describes a DOLOS facility hidden in the atmosphere of Jupiter. Officially designated Hephaestus, the site was used to develop a new type of vol engine. It also accommodated the construction of a Taurus-class superstructure known to DOLOS as the Protagoras. This iteration of the Tiqqun was sent on a mission to seek out the habitable exoplanet Remus, where the last survivors of Earth could establish a new home. Despite damage done to Outer Hope, the station was still able to later receive a distress signal from the Protagoras with vol jump coordinates encoded, indicating the ship's last presumed location. Alright, send an expedition to Jupiter. Yeah, I do like that. I think we have found Jupiter already, right? No, we have found Saturn. No, Jupiter is not yet there. Let's have a look. Jupiter is behind Saturn in the orbit, right? So we have Saturn here. And if I'm not completely mistaken, sorry, it's before Saturn. So we don't need to send the probe right into this orbit here. And there must be an interesting path somewhere here. Please let that be the case, or I'm completely embarrassing myself now. There is a point of interest. That's the orbit. This has to be Jupiter, right? Then we got Saturn, then we got Neptune and Uranus. EVA airlock has been disabled. What? An accident? Oh god. It happens. So it begins. But we do have a perfectly happy population right now. I mean, death of Earth still weighs heavy. But that's fine. In Sector 2, we continue with a bit more scavenging. This one and this one. And then also all the way here. Taking the remains here. And by the way, also what we should do is a storage depot for electronics, because we do have some of them now as well. Perfect. My insects farm have been finished, so we should be able now to stabilize the population here. There's also the next crew quarters coming along, and we can also continue with scavenging those resources now, and we have plenty of resources really. Ah, very good. And there's Jupiter. I'm not completely embarrassing myself here. Let's send the science ship over. We have finished getting the science points on Venus, so we can go over here now to Jupiter. Yeah, and we might actually, while we're at it, also continue then finding the last 2 planets in the outer ring that we have, so that I do have then all the planets, because I'm pretty sure at some point we'll have to go there, right? It's really, these orbits are huge though. There is something. Right over here, we should find the next planet then. And tech-wise, I would really like to go for the polymer factory now, and then the electronics factory down here. Oh, we cannot afford this one then. I think polymers is a bit more important right now. We need it for probes, for example, constantly, so that is fine, and also for auto construction, right? So that we can do, and then I'm going with the electronics. Uranus next in line, very good. And now we just need to find the last planet then, Neptune. There it is, most likely. Perfect. And as we can see, they all have events. We have also arrived at Jupiter. The coordinates recovered from the black box of Outer Hope have allowed us to successfully locate the Hephaestus construction facility on Jupiter. Using the encrypted channels and DOLOS communication protocols found on Outer Hope to access the Hephaestus site seems to have woken the residents. PA diagnostics revealed that prior to the failure of the site's data, the facility had been inactive for several decades. Strangely, the industrial zone is currently powered and operational. Probably because it's automated, right? Let's proceed. 3 cycles to the industrial zone. Can we build another science ship to speed the whole thing up? Because right now, 1 we have, but we have so much to discover. Science ship, 25 polymers. Can I just get this one done? Yes. Yeah, we can build another one. Very good. Question is if we can control it then as well. No idea. But I want to build another one. Do we have the workers for that? 133 workers, 7 are in space only. And food-wise, we have an overproduction in both sectors at the moment. Perfect. That's also very important. We want to be self-sustainable there. What to do though with the cryopods? I will really want to awaken a few of them now. To Sector 2. Workers. I guess also we do need a stockpile for cryonic pots, right? We could use the same as my electronics for now. Let's get them over. So we're shipping the people over now to the stockpile, and from there then into my cryonic center. And as we can see, we're waking them up now. Alright, that happens to very fast, as we can see, right? So we're awakening 1 every 0.3 cycles right now. We need to be careful there though, to not wake up too many people, because I really don't want to be tight on food there. And space wise, we're still looking fine on space. Let's continue waking a few there. Should be fine. Alright, Jupiter has been finished. We have reached the automated construction site, which despite its age still is in good working condition. Although the DOLOS technology here is recognizable, it is much more advanced than what we have on board the Tiqqun. In the control room for the site, we came across a mausoleum dedicated to Lara Phrase. The residents' PA identified us as DOLOS personnel and granted access to data records. These confirm that the Hephaestus site was used to construct and house an advanced prototype of the Vol engine, codenamed IXION. An engine of this type is currently moored to an EKP structure with a harness link. Our engineers say one of our mining ships could tow it. Attaching the IXION's engine to the Tiqqun will restore our wall jump capabilities. Oh, really interesting. Also 200 cryopods. And with that we can extract IXION from the atmosphere of Jupiter with our mining ship that we have right now. Also, my next science ship is ready, and yeah, let's send it to the debris field so we can now use 2 science ships. I mean, there is quite a lot of things here, right? And we can continue finding interesting things with my probe. Out there, by the way. There is my probe, getting to the orbit right now. And there's Neptune, very good. The last planet we have found. Some say there's still another planet out there, a dwarf planet. Curious if we find it. Oh yeah, I think we do. There is an orbit here. Is that an orbit? Nah, it's not. Alright. Pluto we might find or we might not find. Oh, I can already hear the discussions. This one is still doing something, right? So we cannot use it right now. So I'm going to send my next probe somewhere else. We could find some more materials like ice. But I rather look for points of interest that we can use for science ships then. Oh no, there's also something hydrogen that we still haven't harvested yet, so that should be out there. Oh god, another work accident. These people must be more careful. Breakdown in the workshop. That's nasty. How's my food looking? We're still having enough food. We're waking people up all the time. Where are they going? Why are they not... Oh, Sector 1 is losing food though. But I'm sending them to Sector 2. As workers and non-workers. Didn't they go over here? Nope, Sector 1 is growing at the moment, not Sector 2. Yep. Only Sector 1 is growing at the moment, which leads to probably a food shortage here soon. By the way, the next factory has been researched, so we can now transform carbon into 5 polymer. And carbon we don't have yet, but of course that can change in the future now. And this is then the sector that I would like to use it, but I'm not building it yet, right? Or we can actually build it yet already. Let's do this. The only thing that I might need... is 2 stockpiles. I'm going to wait on that just a bit longer until we have carbon at least. Meanwhile, we have also arrived at the debris fields. And we have verified the data. Existence of a vast debris field. There's a colossal artificial structure, which even in its ruined state makes the Tiqqun look like an insect. The core of the structure, a secondary structure, looks to be the remains of a destroyed loading dock and the debris field themselves. We recommend the utmost caution be taken when approaching these areas. The floating debris will make navigation difficult. Investigate the core, investigate the ruined loading dock. Let's go with the ruined loading dock first, right? Or, yeah, and then we continue. So that's going to take quite a while here if we want to find everything. And we can also continue with the debris field. Oh, this one is still on its way. It's so far outside, it really takes a long time now to get the probes over. So that's something, but I think we should be golden. Getting harder to find stuff though. I really don't care about iron at this point. We do have it everywhere though. There's some silicon here still. Let's take this one. Alright. We have found the docking station. And Hephaestus helped us a lot during the operation. She may try to contact Tiqqun directly. We found 45 science points. So we are now extracting the science points while my cargo ship is transferring Hephaestus, or IXION, sorry, IXION back to Tiqqun. Oh, I see. In order to continue here, the Tiqqun needs to be in the orbit of Jupiter. So we need to get over here. We cannot tow it back to the station. That's interesting. Because we have been around the moon all the time. Oh, debris fields we can do in the meantime. Electronics and science points. Frozen human remains constitute the majority of the debris that surround the loading dock. That was that, right? Let's investigate the core of the structure. Moving the Tiqqun. That will be interesting. First, we need to have a few batteries here available for second or for the station 2, because if we move it, or when we move it, we do consume electricity, right? Or we are not consuming any official electricity anymore, and we do need to have thus the batteries used for powering the sector themselves. Let's go ahead and have us some 2 batteries up there, and also connect them there with a road. And by the way, we have quite a lot of unnecessary roads now. We can also get rid of them, cleaning that sector here again. That's going to cost quite a lot of alloys, what I can see. Now what I can also do is some resource management. So we can, for example, go in here and say for sector 2, please import alloys up to a capacity of 100. And sector 1 says we are going to export alloys to whatever other sector needs them. Right? And with that, we now have established our first trade route here as well. Interesting thing is, Sector 1 is not having enough food anymore, so we might transfer some food over or just build more insect farms, which of course cost me workforce and power again. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way yet to move people over. We can move the cryonic pots over, of course, but they don't move themselves. Population management. Oh, I should have just checked this one out. We can start with the migration. And I want to say, for example, in Sector 2, we want to have a maximum number of crew. And I want to say, let's transfer 40, right? 40 from Sector 1 to Sector 2. That migration. And now this is starting to work, and these people are now moving over here to the other sector. We will see this then by all of my houses being fully used, most likely. We're down to 39, so we've lost one already. And we need to be careful there. Let's also charge the batteries. Very important before we start moving the whole mass here to Jupiter. Alright, and let's also have a look. The breeze fields. We found some more 25 cryonic pots and 10 science points. A huge damaged structure surrounding by arches that have detached from their central axis. These arches show extreme signs of deterioration. The structure is covered in traces of explosive residue, collision impacts, and scarring from unknown weaponry. Interesting. After exploring the few areas of the structure that remain accessible, the team of this sensitive spotted a number of salvageable resources. Let's go with that. Investigate the ruined assembly area. Next line. By the way, red team can go to the... Oh no, okay, they cannot be moved right now as long as this event is active. So red team is inactive for the moment. We found some more ice that we can use then later. It seems though we are going to run out of points of interest soon, right? So I cannot find anything anymore. I think we have found most of the interesting things in the solar system for now. Very good. This is also what I wanted to hear. Now we have 80 people in Sector 2. Probably, yeah, we probably will need some more crew quarters. Where should we have them? Where should we have them? Let's have them here. 2 of them. And we have the double road here in the center, of course, because I love double roads as main roads. And probably we'll do this here as well at some point, right? But Sector 1 is kind of like chaos because it's our first sector. Sector 2 onwards, we're going to add some structure now to the whole layout there. Some more science points. We can also research now electronics factory. And then it's only the alternative life center, and then we have researched everything here in the 3 inner rings now. Can we build anything outside? More power? That's very expensive. Both of them. And for engines, we also really don't have anything. Another event over here at the insect farm. The cryonic pots in storage, living with the knowledge that loved ones could potentially be alive and in cryonics is not having a positive impact on the crew. To ensure humanity's survival, the Tiqqun will need as many crew members as possible. Addressing the buildup of cryonic pots in the station stockpile is recommended. Pledge to awaken 50 pots. Alright, we can do this. 50 pots. We do have 100. We are really stuffed with that. Let's activate it again and continue with that. Right, we can activate it for both sectors. I mean, food-wise, we're fine. I will need another insect farm. Also, let's continue having the next road then up here for this stockpile there. And we do need now stockpiles for a couple of things, actually. Let's have this one close to the batteries, I think would be the best. We can afford one here. Nah, let's have it down here. I think there we have room for 2 more stockpiles. Yep, that's better. For the factories then, and then we have the polymer factory that we can have. And yeah, we're probably going to have it like this right away. Oh, wait a second. Let's move them around. Let's stop them again. Because of course it would be nonsense if they have to move around all the time. So we're just going to abort this and turn them around because there is only the entrance at one point. Very good. Debris field. Ooh. After examination, the sensitive team concluded that the site was evacuated prior to its destruction, finding uniforms and equipment bearing the insignia of different organizations. It appears this facility was property of the UN. Strangely, a number of embalmed bodies were found in a secluded area. The team was unable to determine the cause or outcome of the conflict, but have managed to recover further resources. 250 pots. It's getting full. Let's also continue serving the area of debris around it. And how's the battery looking? Battery is also full now for sector 2. So I think it is time that we start to move soon, right? Make the road here. Oh yeah, we are full on materials, so let's please get the materials over. Alright, it seems like the export route is blocking. We need to do something here. We need to stop the alloys right now from active trade. Because this one's getting full all the time. And thus they're not being depleted. Now that's the case. We can now, oops, move them like so. So they're looking towards the factory, something that I would like a bit more. And now we can activate our alloy import trade again from the other sector. How's food-wise looking? Now it's looking stable again in both sectors. Very good. That's something we can keep like that for now. Science points, a few more are coming in. And the electronics factor has been researched now. So, but I think other than that, we are golden, right? Should we go? I think we should go over to Jupiter now. Yep. Move Tiqqun and move it over to Jupiter. Takes 2.3 cycles. Oh, we have 1.5 cycles of backup power in the sector. We do need to build a few more batteries before we move this one. Holy cow. That would have been very close now. Let's make this block here complete of batteries. And let's do the same thing also in Sector 1. Sector 1, of course, has quite the industry. So, make the battery area here full. And how much does a battery cost me? Yeah, 40 alloys. We have lots of that, really. And let's have 2 more here by the, or 1 more here by the stockpile.
Accident has occurred.
Another accident and 1 here, because we can squeeze it in just like that. So we're doubling our capacity, and with that we should be able then to move it safely. And then, onwards to Jupiter. Stay tuned.